Good Thursday afternoon to you. I'm Sharon Green. Thank you so much for joining us. It is a holiday tradition for millions of shoppers. Today is Black Friday, one of the busiest shopping days of the year. And this morning we are live at Coastal Grand Mall in Myrtle Beach, and that's where we find Joel Allen joining us live there and joining live from our Conway newsroom. And Atlantic Beach polls will be open December 16th from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Attorneys must now prepare for trial in the case for the man accused of breaking into the home of the woman who killed his son in a hit-and-run last year. Here on Highway 31 northbound in between US 501 and Robert Grissom Parkway. Now, this is still very much so an active scene. If you take a look here behind me, you can see crews from Horry County Police Department, Horry County Fire Rescue, and the coroner's office are on the scene right now.
This morning, we have more information about the 5 American soldiers killed at a combat counseling clinic in Iraq. The man charged in the murder is their fellow soldier, and one of the men killed was a Navy officer from Wilmington, North Carolina. ABC's Martha Raddatz has more.
And the rain did put a bit of a damper on things, but that didn't stop hundreds of people from coming out for the ribbon cutting ceremony today. Governor Mark Sanford showed up, and of course Mayor John Rhodes was there as well.
Right, Jim, we all expected this time of year from about the second week in May to Memorial Day weekend. Hundreds of thousands of bikers and biker fans hit the Grand Strand. Okay, Diana, thank you very much. Reporting live from Chicago. There also Lindsay Davis reporting live for us from Arizona. Record turnout is expected today throughout our area for the historic election. Polling precincts have been crowded all morning. Today, your political news leader has a reaction from both campaigns on this historic day after. Let's go first to ABC's Diana Alvear, who's in Chicago with the triumphant Obama campaign. We're going to take a look at some of them as we go into the break, and you can also find all federal, state, and local races on your website, WPDE.com. Stay with us. You walk in any library and open any one of these history books, and you'll find pictures of past presidents. And now, in the new history books and posters, you'll see a face unlike any of these, a face that many say represents what America has become. A standoff continues at Conway Medical Center, where a man who's holding a shotgun is keeping police at bay. We do know SWAT has his car surrounded, so right now we're going to go straight to News Channel 15's Graham Moore.
And News Channel 15's Sharon Greene's actually been at the EOC for the past couple of days, joins us now live to give us an update on things there. And Sharon, they have been watching things closely.
Yeah, Allison and Jim, they certainly have. It's been active all day today, operating at full staff since about 6 o'clock this morning, and emergency officials from all over Horry County are here. Department of Transportation workers are also here, and there's also been some county council members that are constantly stopping by. I'm joined now by Horry County's Director of Public Information, Lisa Borsier. And Lisa, you mentioned that as the storm is coming through, the impact is going to be greater. Conditions are going to start to worsen, and public safety response could be affected. How is that? Amanda Kensett, thank you very much, and we will certainly continue to follow this story for you and have updates on WPDE.com as well as News Channel 15 at 6. Well, more breaking news to tell you about this noon in the case of those 3 missing Florence women and the 2 bodies that were found earlier this week in a vacant lot.
He's actually at Grand Strand Regional Medical Center right now. I called the hospital about an hour ago, and he is in the surgical intensive care unit.
Anna Perry, Miss South Carolina, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure there's a lot of excitement right now in Vegas. Talk to me about how you're preparing for the Miss America competition.
And for information on how to adopt this gorgeous little girl here, just take a look at the details on your screen.
And here's the number for you. Call the Grand Strand Humane Society at 843-448-9151.
Something tells me you're going to have a puppy by the time we get done with the day today.
I can't do it. I would love to take her home, but I'm just gone. I go out of town a lot. I can't do it. It's too high maintenance. But that dog, that was just an adorable dog, I tell you.
She seemed to love you.
She was shivering, too, because it was a little chilly outside.
Yeah, it is really chilly out there right now.
The Red Cross was prepared to step in and help out any evacuees in any way that it could. I was actually out talking to people who were leaving the neighborhood, and many of them opted to go to the homes of their family or friends. Others, though, chose a different course of action.
There's potential major disaster.
It's something that every homeowner dreads.
Because everything you work for all your years, all your life has gone up and, will go up in smoke, and it's a very uncomfortable feeling.
As a brush fire moved dangerously close to homes on Timberline Drive, fire officials asked residents to evacuate. But some weren't going to leave until that became an order.
Are you going to stay in your house until
they tell us that we have to evacuate. Yeah.
Those who chose to leave were left scrambling to take what they could and get out.
All the special photo albums. I have daughters that made us special albums and pictures of the kids, even though they can probably, give us copies. And some clothes, shoes.
As firefighters laid hoses and figured out their game plan,
absolute defensive attack, but the whole backyards are full of pine straw and everything else. So you're going to have a lot of spotting over them. We'll have to watch this side too.
People here did what they could to keep their homes from going up in flames. One man used his water hose to spray down his roof, and a woman hoped for divine intervention.
I have water all around my house, so I know it's going to be all right.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
An emotional outpouring as a crowd gathered in Coastal Carolina University's Will Wright Auditorium Tuesday to watch our nation's 44th president take his oath of office. It's hard to believe a black man elected president of the United States, less than 150 years after African Americans were freed from the bonds of slavery.
It's overwhelming.
And just a few decades after they marched in the streets in a struggle for equality. It's something 14-year-old Marion Gore thought she'd have to wait much longer to see.
I thought I was going to see it when I was like maybe in my 70s or 80s.
You walk in any library and open any one of these history books and you'll find pictures of past presidents. And now in the new history books and posters, you'll see a face unlike any of these, a face that many say represents what America has become.
He's some of everything, which is what America is. America is a mix of everything.
For many African Americans, President Obama is a sign that regardless of the color of your skin, there are no limitations.
It just shows that we as African American people, we can be higher, we can succeed, and we can be the Secretary of State, the President.
They see that they can, strive and, really be anything they want to be.
What's been proven here today is that President Obama inspires not just African Americans, but all Americans. He has brought his message of hope to the hearts of many, and many afflicted with doubt are now bursting with motivation. In Conway, Sharon Green, News Channel 15. In a country thousands of miles away, thousands of men and women are fighting a war that has just entered its 5th year. Gene Small's only son is one of those troops.
He loves what he does, and he wouldn't change it for anything in the world. The only thing he regrets is as many times as he's been in Iraq, and to know that he's got to go back again.
25-year-old TJ Alls is a staff sergeant in the Army. Now in his 3rd deployment in Iraq, he's just received word that he'll enter his 4th in 2010. Small says there's no doubt the war is taking a toll on her relationship with her oldest child.
It's just like anything else. If you're away from somebody for so long, what are you gonna say to them? What are you gonna do? Yeah, it's strange.
And on a day when so many across our country are protesting a war that many say should have never begun, Small says it's fine to have your opinion, but it's a problem when people don't support the troops that risk their lives every day.
People just turn around and say, I don't got time. What if they took that same approach? I don't have time to defend our country.
Alls is scheduled to come home in July. In the meantime, Smalls holds on to her faith that he's okay and displays her yellow ribbon with pride on the back of her car.
So he's missing out on a lot of good stuff, but he's doing what he wants to do. So we just all got to get behind him and support him and just thank God that he's alive.